Next on the news, while kids and parents are back to school shopping, some Catholic school educators are back to school praying.
Principals across the Diocese of Brooklyn receive a special blessing ahead of the school year. I'm Katie Vasquez, and I'll have that story coming up.
Pope Leo XIV honors his predecessor, Pope Francis, by unveiling a village dedicated to one of his most popular encyclicals. Plus,
mai avrei immaginato quello che stava per succedere.
he had the shortest pontificate in modern history, but almost 50 years after he was named successor of St. Peter, the smiling Pope is still making an impact to this day. I'm Christine Persichetti. Currents News starts right now. Educators across Brooklyn and Queens uniting together in song and for a common goal: to teach kids with faith at the forefront. With a week to go before the first day of class, final preparations are underway at Diocese of Brooklyn schools, decorating classrooms, stocking up on supplies, and praying for a successful school year. Dozens of principals gathered with Brooklyn Bishop Robert Brennan at St. Thomas Aquinas Church in Flatlands, Brooklyn, to do just that. Currents News' Katie Vasquez has the story.
A moment of prayer for these Diocese of Brooklyn principals as they prepare for a new school year.
This, I think, is the most wonderful time of the year. I play Christmas tunes this week because it's the new beginning.
Bishop Robert Brennan celebrating the Mass at St. Thomas Aquinas Church in Flatlands, reminding the principals of their commitment to forming students' body, mind, and soul.
That's exactly what our school leaders are about, the privilege of handing on the gospel now to another generation.
As Catholic schools struggle with enrollment, Bishop Brennan is hoping relief will ease the burden. It offers a tax benefit to those who want to support Catholic education.
The next step is that each state has to opt in. And so we're counting here in New York State on opting in, and we really do have to press on our legislatures, particularly the governor, because it's on her desk, to opt in.
While some principals are returning to the same school,
this is year 7 for me, but every year feels like a brand new year. It's good to be back together with our principals, see some returning faces, see some new faces, and really start things off with the bishop, showing that he supports us and he's here for us.
Others are just beginning their journey as principals, like Tara DeRico.
The bishop is so warm and so caring. You could tell he really cares about the school, so it's nice to feel like we're ready to start school.
And new principal Gina Oricchio already has plans for the new year.
I want to see new programs implemented. We have a lot of new technology in this classrooms this year. So really just to change things around.
That's why they're all looking forward to a new year full of possibilities.
Any mistake we made last year, we can fix. We can have new approaches to everything. And there's just this natural renewal.
In Flatlands, Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
To enroll your child in a Catholic school, just visit catholicschoolsbq.org or call 718-965-7380 for more information. Now to the war in the Holy Land. A Catholic humanitarian aid organization is warning that the ongoing famine in Gaza violates the Genocide Convention. Caritas Internationalis is calling witness to the horror, saying the man-made famine that comes as aid is blocked, food convoys are bombed, and basic needs are denied is a flagrant breach of international law. In a statement, the humanitarian organization went on to say Caritas Internationalis sees in Gaza a deliberate assault on human dignity and the collapse of moral order, a failure of leadership, responsibility, and humanity itself. They also said the world is watching, history is recording, and Gaza is waiting not for words, but for salvation. To support Caritas in their work in the Holy Land and around the world, just go to caritas.org. Pope Leo XIV is honoring the work of his predecessor. On Friday, September 5th, the Holy Father will inaugurate the Laudato Si village in Castel Gandolfo, marking 10 years since the late Pope Francis's encyclical on care for creation. The project spreads across 135 acres of gardens, villas, archaeological sites, and farmland. While Pope Leo has not yet published any books or papers as Pope, his words will still be coming to a bookstore near you. The Vatican Publishing House is releasing a book with a compilation of the Holy Father's first public addresses titled "And Let There Be Peace: Words to the Church and the World." The collection includes his numerous appeals for reconciliation, not only in politics, but in the hearts of every person. The book will hit shelves in Italian, Spanish, and English on August 27th. And finally tonight, a piece of Catholic Church history. It was on this day almost 50 years ago that the shortest pontificate in modern history began. But even though he was only Pope John Paul I for a little over a month, as Currents News' Jenna McDermott reports, this former Holy Father still had a major impact on the faithful.
Ieri mattina io sono andato alla Sistina a votare tranquillamente. Mai avrei immaginato quello che stava per succedere.
On August 26, 1978, Cardinal Albino Luciani took the names of his two immediate predecessors, John the 23rd and Paul VI, to become John Paul I and the 264th successor of St. Peter. He explained that he chose these names to honor the popes who made him a bishop and a cardinal. Pope John Paul I became the first pope to have two names. But this was not the only first of his papacy. He was also the first to not use the papal tiara, and he often spoke using an Italian dialect. Both made the papacy more human and more relatable to people. His pontificate lasted only 33 days. It was the shortest in modern history. He presided over only 4 general audiences. However, it was long enough to earn him the nickname, the Smiling Pope. On September 4th, 2022, John Paul I was beatified. Listen to how the Roman sky roared that morning at the beginning of the celebration. But despite this, the faithful did not disperse. They waited to proclaim a new blessed for the Church.
Fratelli e sorelle, il nuovo beato ha vissuto così, nella gioia del Vangelo, senza compromessi, amando fino alla fine. Egli ha incarnato la povertà del discepolo, che non è solo distaccarsi dai beni materiali, ma soprattutto vincere la tentazione di mettere il proprio io al centro o cercare la propria gloria.
After the storm, the umbrellas disappeared and the sun flooded St. Peter's Square. The atmosphere felt like a new blessed pope was born in the Catholic Church. Jenna McDermott, Currents News.
That is this Currents News update. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time. In a social media age, you might call him Christ's top follower. Carlo Acutis grew up during the explosion of the internet, bringing God to the World Wide Web.
Through the computer, Carlo did so many evangelization.
Now he's a viral sensation. Kids all over the world sharing and reposting his story. And it's one that could break the internet. This teenager will be the Catholic Church's first millennial saint. A saint in sneakers.
He was around our age, so we can look up to him and try to do things that he did.
But before his canonization goes live, we're taking a look back at his life. the inspo behind an entire generation of young believers.
If I follow down the same path that he went down, I could become a saint.
His growing reach from Brooklyn and Queens to all over the world. The life and legacy of God's influencer, Blessed Carlo Acutis. Tune in on Sunday, September 7th on Currents News.